Good evening. Welcome to the Marion City Council meeting for the month of September. We'll begin with Councilman Bigliotti leading us in the pledge to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman, very much. Let the records reflect that all members are present and accounted for this evening. And we'll start with the approval of the minutes from the August 5th and August 10th regular meetings. Do I have a motion from a member of council?
So moved.
Is that to approve, Councilman?
It is.
Very good. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve as presented and a second. That motion came from Councilman Hale, second from Councilman Bigliotti. Is there any discussion or corrections to the minutes as they've been presented to us?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilman.
I forgot to bring this up on Monday and I apologize. Just give me 1 second. Okay, on the minutes for August 10th, under legal report, Attorney Gullo advised that Councilmember Bigliotti is preparing a statement on behalf of the city for the September 3rd, 2020 sentencing of Mr. Davis. I was wondering if we should mention something about Jacob also preparing a statement, or whether it was felt that that was not necessary.
Well, I believe that he's simply stating that you were doing so on behalf of the city, whereas Jacob was on behalf of himself. If you would like to amend to mention that Jacob also was going to be presenting a statement, you may make that amendment if you wish. Propose that amendment.
I would like to propose that amendment. Yes, please.
Okay, I will go to Councilman Hale. Do you wish to amend your motion to include that amendment?
I do.
Very good. Councilman Bigliotti, do you keep your second in light of the amendment?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Any further questions or comments regarding the minutes now as amended? All right, hearing none, all in favor of approving the August 5th and August 10th meetings minutes as amended, signify with your thumbs up. And any opposed? And it is unanimous. Let the records reflect. Next, I will ask each member of council if they have any conflicts of interest on anything on the agenda this evening.
No, sir.
All right, everyone is satisfied. We shall move on. Up for adoption this evening, we have Ordinance 06-2020. This is Budget Amendment number 3, as given to you in your packets. I will entertain a motion. Please specify if you are approving or disapproving the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, Councilwoman Fuller with the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
And the second from Councilman Bigliotti. Is there any discussion on Budget Amendment number 3, Ordinance 06-2020? All right. No discussion. It has been moved and seconded to approve as presented Ordinance 06-2020, Budget Amendment number 3. All in favor signify with your thumbs up. Any opposed? And it is unanimous in favor. Next, we have our monthly water allocation, Resolution 2020-10. This is the water allocation for September 2020. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Very good. We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Foster and a second by Councilman Haynes. Is there any discussion on the water allocation? Very good. All in favor signify with your thumbs up. And those opposed? All right, we will say that is unanimous. All right, Mr. Wieprick, do you have anything to add from your city manager report?
Just two quick things. First, thank you for approving the budget amendment, as the auditors are on site again today and will be wrapping up the last of their information gathering on Wednesday. So we're kind of down to the wire on having that budget amendment approved to be able to give them the the actual date that it was approved now, so that's good news. And we do have things are progressing a little farther on the city office. The fire marshal is scheduled to be here for his follow-up inspection tomorrow, so fingers crossed that we may be moving into the ground floor in the next couple days. Actually, we've started putting furniture together, but we can't actually occupy just yet. So we are very close. Hopefully the fire marshal's visit goes well tomorrow, and we'll be moving people back downstairs tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday. And that's about it.
All right. On that note, we do intend to have the building accessible to the public on October 1st. So we've kind of set a date far enough in the future that if we have any other issues, it shouldn't put that behind. But we are aiming for October 1st that the public can again start using City Hall in its new, more secure fashion. All right. Any questions from council on the progress of City Hall? All right. I do encourage you on social media to let people know that we are shooting for October 1st for that to be in full operation. I believe, and I think Mr. Weeper can correct me, he did mention that there is one piece of glass that will probably not be in by then. So it's not going to be 100%, but it'll still be usable.
Correct.
Very good. All right. Go to any questions on the departmental reports after you've reviewed them since Wednesday. All satisfied? I'll now go to Mr. Gullo. Anything for your legal report this evening?
Nothing further to add, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Any questions for Mr. Gullo? No. Very good. We shall move on. Under new business, we have our monthly financial report. I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Vigliotti. I will give the second to Councilman Hale. Any questions or comments on the financial report as presented? Very good. All in favor signify with your thumbs up. All right, any opposed? We are unanimous in favor. I will seek the same for the accounts payables. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
And a second, please.
I'll second.
Very good. We have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Foster to approve the accounts payable and a second from Councilwoman Fuller. Any questions, comments, concerns, general inquiries? Hearing none, all in favor signify with your thumb up. And any opposed? No. Very good. We are unanimous again. Next, we're looking to award the contract for THS Park Playground. The recommendation from the Parks and Rec Advisory Board and our department head is to award it to Playground Specialists, if I'm not mistaken. And let me scroll all the way down. All right. I will seek a motion to approve the contract be awarded to Playground Specialists in the amount of $133,499. May I have that motion?
So moved.
I'll
And
second.
we have a second. Very good. Councilman Hale with the motion, Councilwoman Fuller with the second. Any discussion? Has everyone had a chance to look through the design and everything? Very good. It's been moved and seconded to award the THS Park Playground project to Playground Specialists in the amount of $133,499. All in favor signify with your thumb up. And any opposed? We are unanimous in favor. Thank you all. Next, from Parks and Rec, we're looking for approval on a special event. This is a Halloween party at Memorial Park on October 24th. Part of our cheerleading organization. I will seek a motion. Please specify if you approve or disapprove.
Motion to approve.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Very good. I have a motion from Councilman Vigliotti, a second from Mayor Pro Tem Foster. Any conversation, discussion, questions? All satisfied? Excellent. It has been moved and seconded that we approve the special event for the Halloween party at Memorial Park for the cheerleading organization. All in favor signify with your thumb up. And any opposed? We are unanimous in favor. Next, we have the MOU for the Carroll County Board of Elections to place a ballot drop at our police station. I will seek a motion to approve.
So moved.
Very good. And a second, please.
I'll second.
All right, very good. We're going to do motion with Councilman Vigliotti. Second, we'll go to Councilwoman Fuller to approve the MOU. Were there any changes discussed Wednesday evening to that MOU? I thought there was a word that someone requested be looked at again.
Yes, Clara got that for us.
Very good. Just making sure everyone has seen that amendment that was made. Any further discussion? Excellent. All in favor, signify with your thumbs up. And those opposed, we are unanimous in favor. Thank you all. I'm particularly excited about that. We have, I believe, no discussion this evening on the park impact fee. Is that correct, Mr. Weepick? Very good. We shall move on. Next, we have the proposal from Chief Etzler on 12-hour shifts for our police department. I will seek a motion. Please specify approving or disapproving in your motion.
I make a motion that we approve the 12-hour shifts for Taneytown Police Department pursuant to the chief's recommendation, which includes the time and a half on holidays, the addition of one personal day a year, so they'll have 2 instead of 1, and the idea of them having 96 hours of rollover vacation time instead of 80.
All right. That motion, very well put. I will seek a second.
Second.
Very good. I believe Mr. Weepick would like to put in some information here.
Actually, I was just going to suggest what Councilman Vigliotti already took care of, and that was to make sure that we address the individual components of the memo. So thank you, Councilman.
Very good. I did speak to the chief on Friday and again this afternoon. He showed me how many hours that have been put in for. That's going to help knock down the potential buyout. That's one thing that we did not discuss. I think we're going to have to make that in a separate motion, the actual buyout of it, but it has dropped dramatically from the original figure that he gave. But we'll tackle that momentarily if someone from council chooses to do so. Is there any discussion on the motion? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Foster.
Okay, this will feed into the next item, but along with the approval of these, of increasing their shifts to 12 hours and carrying over 96 hours of leave, I would certainly hope that going forward, we don't have to discuss a buyout of annual leave. I fully expect the chief to be able to handle this schedule so that we don't get into that, because I, for one, will not be in favor of approving buyout of annual leave going forward.
Very good. I think I'm in agreement with you. I feel like we've had to do that far too many times. We've also found ourselves in very unique situations. And hopefully with the schedule change, being able to better cover the shifts with our police, they'll be able to take the appropriate time off and get the rest and relaxation that they deserve. Any other comments from the council? All right. I will not repeat the motion. I believe everyone heard it, but it has been moved and seconded to approve the move to 12-hour shifts for Taneytown Police Department. All in favor, signify with your thumbs up. And any opposed? We are unanimous in favor. We're going to divert slightly from the agenda to keep on the same topic. It was proposed that we approve a buyout for leave that was not able to be used this year. That figure is not set in stone. In fact, it has changed in the 5 days since we got the original figure. The question being, well, I guess now we've approved them carrying over 96 hours. That's also going to change how much a buyout is. By last figure, I believe it's somewhere in the $14,000 range. Don't hold me to it, but I believe based on what I was told earlier this afternoon, and that is constantly changing. I've encouraged the chief and Major Mitchell to take advantage of using as much time as they can. I know they themselves have a lot of time built up. And then also make sure they're encouraging possibly having to mandate some usage of time as well, just to help knock that figure down. Chief is fully aware of that directive, and I think we're going to see that number drop significantly. But just to be aware, I do ask that we put a cap on how much we're going to put this buyout on. That way we know it's not going to go any higher. And my recommendation, if I may, is that we cap it at $14,000. May I get a motion from a member of council to that effect?
Point of order. Would I have to make a motion to be able to discuss that point?
Yes, you would.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to cap the 2020 annual leave payout for the police department at $14,000.
Very good. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Very good. I will now open it up to discussion. Councilman Vigliotti, I'm going to start with you.
Sure. I just, Mr. Mayor, the numbers that you had handed out or given out a few seconds ago about the, roughly the $14,000 range are also the numbers that I'm aware of as well. That 96 hours, of course, is going to, drop that amount pretty substantially. I guess my only concern would be, if we cap it at 14,000 and we get into next month and it's significantly less, does in placing a cap mean that the number can fluctuate between now and that $14,000, or is that I guess what I'm getting at is, do we want to wait to see how much there may be next month before we decide on a number this month, if that makes sense?
Well, I understand. I think the idea of the cap is just saying that we will not pay any more than that figure for this. So we hope that it comes in less. I expect that it will come in less. But I think it's appropriate and important that we do attach a figure to this specific thing. We could wait a month. I also like to keep things like this, get the decision done. I don't think it's super pressing, considering we're only in September. But at the same time, the only thing we're gaining waiting a month is just having a lower number than what it is now. And we already know that's going to be lower. So that's up to you all. If you decide that you want to table this for a month, you may do so, or simply go forward as we are. Any other discussion from council? Figure out where you want to go with this?
I am not in agreement with putting a cap on it. I guess I want to see the figure significantly lower first.
Of course.
So, Councilwoman Foster, would you? I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Foster, would you be amenable to tabling it to next month then?
Yes, with the directive to just get the figure lower.
Okay. So then I'd like to propose a motion that we table this for next month with the hope that the figure for the payout will be lower than we have in front of us now.
All right.
Lower than Brad said. Did you say it was down to about 14?
It's approximately that area. I believe it's actually just below that. Mr. Weeprick, do you have something to add to that?
Sure. The figures that the chief had provided are also based on his direction to the officers as far as having them submit for leave time. So I don't think those are hard numbers yet. That number is based on some assumptions that he'll be able to approve those leave requests as they come in, but I don't believe those requests have all been formally made at this point. So that represents the results of the plan for use of leave.
Okay. So
I guess
I'm sorry.
what I'm saying is that you said the requests haven't all come in.
Right. So if we do want to wait a month, that will give time for the officers to all submit their requests and for them to be approved, and then we would have a more solid figure a month from now.
And I guess what I'm saying is, after the requests are in, I don't know if he's given any sort of deadline for the request to be in. then I want to see him give a directive that they have to use this leave.
Well, Diane, I know I can speak to that. The chief has, encouraged everybody to take advantage of this as soon as possible. So the chief is certainly, letting the guys down the department know that this is something that they need to move along with. And they've all been very receptive to it. They've all, been doing everything that they can. And, to add to the point, and I didn't quite, I guess, get a chance to explain a little earlier too. I also have a little bit of a concern with the cap, because although I do want to see that number lowered and see the guys be able to take their vacation, as the mayor had correctly pointed out earlier, these are, unusual circumstances. This is not just, like a shortage or something. This is a, given the nature of the pandemic and how everything ended up happening. Remember the chief had mentioned on Wednesday night that he had to cancel all leave, make sure that the guys were going to be on duty during that time. So I think that, we both end up at the same place, Mayor Pro Tem, but I think we approach from different paths. So, I'm in agreement that I would love to see that number lowered, because the guys would be able to take off more of their days. And again, the chief has, encouraged them to do so as quickly as they can.
Okay, I'm gonna bring a point of order here. I believe Councilman Vigliotti made the original motion to approve. Is that correct, Ms. Kalman? Okay, before we entertain the next motion, which was to table, I will ask if you'll withdraw your original motion.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, very good. And who was the second to that? Councilman Fuller, are you withdrawing your second in accordance with him withdrawing his original motion?
Yes, I am.
Very good. So the new motion is to table this for a month in anticipation of lower numbers, hopefully more accurate numbers. And I will now seek a second to that motion.
Second.
Very good. It's been moved and seconded to table the potential buyout of leave for the police department until next month. Any discussion on that motion now? Very good. Before I take the vote, I do want to clarify that the point of order was correct. Mr. Gullo, would you confirm?
Yes, you got to where you needed to be. So that's right.
Okay.
You're where you need to be now. Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. Thank you. All in favor, signify with your thumbs up. And any opposed? All right, we are unanimous in tabling the potential buyout until next month. And you see, if I would have looked one more line down, I would have saw that it was on the agenda as new business. I jumped too early. All right, with that, we're going to move into council member reports. We will begin with Councilman Haynes.
At this time, I have nothing to report for this month.
All right, very good. Councilman Hale?
Very well, sir. This Wednesday, the Taneytown Parks and Rec Advisory Board and the TAA will meet down at the park, safe social distancing at 6:30 this Wednesday. We're also going to square away some business with the board members, the chair and the secretary, to keep everything in line with our city government. And this Saturday, if anybody's bored, come on down to 7:30, Pavilion 3. We're going to be cementing the floor of that pavilion. Joe, if you talk to the chief about having a couple officers at that 21-yard pour, really, we really need to keep an eye on this slab. But in any case, it's an exciting time. Next thing on the agenda is to paint that first pavilion, see how well that sits with the city, and move on from there. Thank you.
Very good. Mayor Pro Tem Foster, do you have anything for us this evening?
Nothing to report.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Councilman Vigliotti, I know you have something for us this evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I have the police departmental report for the month of August 2020. The total number of dispatched or generated calls for service numbered 391. The total number of citations issued were 82. The total number of warnings issued were 57. The total number of adult arrests were 22. And the total number of juvenile arrests were 2. In terms of good news, all 3 of our new recruits are now going through field training and doing very well. They're still expected to be released on their own in mid-October. And we're hoping that if our meeting is indeed in person next month, that all these officers will be present at the meeting as a formal hello to mayor and council. As far as community outreach, unfortunately, the decision has been made to cancel National Night Out, which had been previously scheduled for October 6th. And last but not least, Councilman Hale, I will let the chief know to keep an eye on the concrete. And that's it from me, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Fuller, do you have anything for us this evening?
As far as planning commission, Taneytown Crossing down there at Harney and Meadowview. What did I just? Oh, hold on. What is that road?
Westview.
Westview. Jeez, oh flip, lost it. We'll start seeing some construction down there. They're finally on the roll. And then, of course, the lots that are still selling at Meadowbrook and Meads are going along nicely. On a completely different note, we didn't have our pumpkin people last year, and quite a few people were a little upset about it. I have been contacted by a citizen who would like to spearhead something this year, just kind of on a private business and homeowner kind of setting. So if everybody wants to kind of watch out for Facebook, any notifications on Facebook about that, you can get involved. If you have any questions or you want to be a part of it, you can contact me via email.
All right. Very good. I don't have a whole lot to report. We do have coming up in early October our virtual MML Fall Conference. Once again, we'll be stuck at our respective places doing it online. But I've been assured that it's going to be a very good program. They have some great seminars put together, some great workshops. I think it's going to be a great thing that we can all learn and say bring back, but leave our house with to help improve our community. The mayors have started getting together once again. Several months ago, we were meeting virtually to discuss, the pandemic and how everyone's doing, bounce ideas off each other. We started that up again. This week, we're actually going to be meeting in person in a socially distanced fashion. And I'm very excited about that. I get a lot from them on what their communities are doing and how it can benefit us, then vice versa. That you can find out what Taneytown's doing. Other than that, we're just trying to plug away. I'd like to say there's light at the end of the tunnel. I really hope that there is. National Night Out being canceled, unfortunately, I talked to the chief earlier. It was a matter of having activities for people to do there. Other agencies who are typically involved, they're simply not doing it this year. And it was a matter of being able to put something on that could provide the level that they wanted to for the residents. And since it couldn't do that, it really wasn't able to come together. Excuse me. It's unfortunate. Gives us more time for next year. I think that's what we're seeing right now. I've spoken to Lorena, and she's putting together some amazing plans for events next year. And as long as all of this pandemic things can get wrapped up properly, I think we're going to have a great 2021. And I don't want to jinx it by saying so, but it's got to be better than 2020. That's all I can say. With that, I appreciate everyone being engaged this month. I really do. You guys have been awesome. And I will seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
No one wants to leave? Oh, there we go. Do we have a second? Very good. We have a motion from Councilwoman Fuller and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Foster to adjourn for the evening. All in favor signify with your thumbs up. And we are adjourned. Thank you, Mr. Guller, for that final.
Good night, guys.